cooperating with us, okay? We appreciate that. What we need you to do is everybody's leaving out the front door, front gate. Do not come back. If you do come back, then you will be arrested and taken to the Dane County Jail. If you don't leave the premises immediately, also vehicles will start to be towed. And that's a spendy bill out here, I tell you. Okay.
Okay, we need an iPad that's missing.
Oh, she got it.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get that for you before.
Get that back.
So, what was your name again?
Tanya?
Tanya from where?
Danya.
Colorado.
D-O-N, sir.
Yep. So, all right, everybody ready to roll? Let me get that show.
Thank you.
Yes, you will. We got
Around.
Anything. Yeah. All right.
Later. You get the ID, just lead us up here with it. Yeah. All right, let's start walking towards the front gate, please. We're down here to the left. They're gonna meet us up there with it.
Nobody's here.
As we're walking, please. You're not staying here.
Get arrested if we need to.
Okay.
And then is anybody who wants to leave, they can leave with the officer.
Wanna get a buck?
Are you going to leave? Raise your hand. So good dog. Wow.
We just want to go without the dogs, guys. Well, the dogs are gonna be here regardless. So whoever wants to cooperate and leave, let's start walking this way, okay? Nobody wants to. Up against the wall here, okay? Nobody wants to leave. Okay, you give me an opportunity to leave, okay? Did you? Yeah, I don't.
Mel, can you put the number back in the chat? Do you remember it? Dane County Sheriff's Department
All right.
or Jake?
It's technically different. Yeah. I heard it. You guys are Iowa County, you got all the money, so probably the radios worked, everything worked.
Unless we're in a valley.
Copy.
What I was thinking.
What's that?
You can get a bus out here. The bus. Yeah. Want to call up the Hayes?
Yeah.
Get a bus. I haven't had a car.
You guys hear the dogs?
That's right. So I'm like,
Still dogs and there's dogs in there begging to get out.
we got over 25 people. Yeah, we're up there. There's some in spots there.
25. How many do you? Okay.
Only two down here.
Yep.
Hey, don't forget about the clothes drops too. Yeah. How many of you have vehicles out here? None of you guys? Good. Yeah. You guys have one think they're a white big on it?
Thanks, guys.
There it is. You're gonna have to at some point, yeah.
I think it's the one Mel put. Yeah, it's the one Mel put. Thanks, Jake, too. Okay. Once this starts, I might have to put my phone away. please share this out, guys, on your channels, or at least post the number. And because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to have this up live right away. I will post it later. Go live on your channels right now and talk about this. You can direct them, I think, to Direct Action Everywhere's live feed, Animal Activism Collective's live feed, potentially Wayne Chung. I'm not sure, but go live. Go live. Everybody should be talking about this. You can hear the dogs in there right now.
Not into jail. You're gonna end up with a piece of paper, okay? But what I'm suggesting is that we get to see it now. Great.
This is Alexandra Paul. Speaking rock star.
It's the same thing.
The big difference with that is when you go to jail, you have to be bailed out. So if no one bails you out right away, you sit there. But like, you can still get a court ticket. You still can fight or go to court to advance what you guys are talking about.
Oh.
So
You can still fight your citation. You're saying you can still fight the citation.
Be able to stay live for very much longer, guys. So go live on your channels when this live ends,
the only thing that
if you can, or post about it, share it on social media, do all that kind of stuff. Can you I'm live. Can you just hold it? Yeah, everybody go live. You can hear the dogs in there. Listen. See if you can get up. See if you can see inside.
One down.
Want to go with those?
Okay.
not mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stay live as long as I can. I don't love the idea of them taking my phone, but it's gonna happen. So yeah, just some backup. I mean, some background rather. This saga started for me during Wayne Chung's original trial for rescuing 3 beagles from this place years ago. I was going to be his paralegal during the trial. 10 days before the trial started. By the way, Wayne was facing 14 years in prison for rescuing. 10 days before the trial, on the day that we were set to argue personhood for animals, Ridgeland dropped charges. It was then that Wayne and animal activists legal petition for a special prosecutor. At that point, it was granted, which was a huge win. Huge win. 8 months later, the special prosecutor Tim Grinke from La Crosse County, I believe. I'm skipping a step. The judge had found probable cause to believe that Virgin Farms was committing criminal animal cruelty. More than 300 violations were cited in her report. And at that point, a special prosecutor was appointed to look into them. He looked into them. Word from Wayne is that he spoke with farming interests and the company and not really anybody else, and made a deal with the company to avoid criminal charges by giving up their breeding license, leaving the thousands of dogs in there. Sorry.
Who's our leader now?
So, yeah, they left thousands of beagles in there to suffer. Meanwhile, just in late January 29th, the USDA issued a more violations, more citations against Ridgeland Farms for failing to justify the number of dogs used in experiments, which, by the way, they have two research facilities. Right now, we're between, I believe, the city storage. This would be one of the breeding facilities right here. It's another breeding facility up there. I believe that up there is a research facility, and I could be wrong. It's already right there. I believe that white building is a research facility. And yeah, and this place is the second largest breeder of beagles for animal research in the United States. The largest is Marshall Bioresources. They are located in upstate New York with 23,000 beagles there. They also have the site in the UK, of course. That's the famous MBR Acres that has the 24/7 Camp Beagle protest. Thank you guys for viewing this. Please call the number, as Mel said, Mel and Steve. Please call that number and urge them to save the beagles. You can hear them in there. There's still dogs in there.
You have medical concerns? Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Obviously, it was chaotic, but I believe that about 20 beagles were rescued, and now we're urging them to rescue the rest. It would have been our choice that the authorities took care of this, got those beagles out of there. That didn't happen, unfortunately. Very sad. This action was telegraphed. Wayne Shung went live on his blog about this months ago, told them we were coming, and urged the authorities to act. They didn't. It's very sad. So here we are.
Deal.
You want me to take it on there?
And they're in there. I mean, those sweetest beagles. I mean, my God,
You're doing all right.
sweetest little faces.
Yes, and that's what they use. I don't know.
Vegan for the animals were in police custody now. Detained, being arrested.
Yeah, I'll do these. Go ahead. Yeah.
Is that Leslie?
I have no idea.
As usual,
Because I
You know.
don't know.
the authorities refuse to act to save animals, even when criminal animal cruelty is present, and they have every right to do so.
That makes sense. You got the other one?
Get it this time.
I just think it's such a shame that people have to do this. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
You'll take it away, they may arrest us, all right? But in either case, I think my preferred option for option number two, for anyone who would like to join, is just remain here, right? Stay tight with the intention to rescue more dogs if we are able to, non-violently.
We have vehicles. Let's
No. So thank you, thank you. So we're gonna stay here, possibly rescue more dogs, right? To figure something out. Or maybe we might even just like walk around the facility, right? To see like if there's other opportunities or just any way we can help the dogs, right? Figure something out. And if we are arrested, if we are forcibly removed from the property or taken to jail,
Yeah.
so be it. Right? Personally, I would like to be taken to jail and police. I just think it's a more full counseling the legal system, which I think is valuable. And like kind of brings together our resources because these lovely officers, they've been very kind to us. And also part of what we're trying to do is show that police is and law enforcement is not the only force in society. We also have ordinary people who are trying to do something good. And just the numbers of that and the will of that is powerful in itself. And I think we want society to know that people are trying to do the right thing. And know that government is throwing far too many resources at law enforcement to just stop people from trying to do the right thing. Right. And so again, civil justice, civil rights movements, the social justice movement in the past, what they've done is kind of that's the theme here. We are here to help the dogs and to enforce just laws of animal protection. And we are here, we don't necessarily, we're not here necessarily to comply with unjust laws, depending on how you understand that and frame that, right? But for the most part, I believe that it makes sense for us to remain, to try to assist more dogs. And if law enforcement says that, hey, it's going to be more resource intensive for law enforcement to proceed if we don't comply, I'm not sure that that's necessarily something that is in the so it's gonna come back and if we have a different direction. Lovely. Okay, so that's nice. That's a nice little goalpost. We can wait until Alexander comes back to us and get further instruction from here, and then we can decide where to go from there. But okay. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you. I get that all the time.
He's not way paid, guys.
All right, everybody. Just hanging tight, having a good time. And again, the officers.
Hey, Dean, you want to address YouTube Live?
Officers been offering us and kind of this way. It's kind of hard.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Let's go this way. So right now we're kind of this is good. You're filming?
Yep, go for it.
Feel free to get the officers in the background. Frame it as you need to.
Mhm. Go for it.
But right now we're hanging tight.
Yeah.
And hopefully we will be able to assist more dogs. Right now it looks like the police are preventing us from doing so. And police have told us, law enforcement have told us that it will make it easier for them if we basically walk off site and just are cited and released on the spot. What I told our group is that we are here to help the dogs. That's our goalpost. And it is not necessarily our priority to save the money of law enforcement here, partly because it's really valuable for society to know that ordinary people are standing up and that there's power in that. There's power in numbers and there's power in just the intent and the moral force of what we're trying to do. All of this is just really trying to help the dogs, and that's why we're here. At the end of the day, we're trying to do what's good and right. And right now, that means protecting the dogs.
That's right.
And if law enforcement says it's going to be more intensive for them to enforce unjust laws here, so be it. We are here to help dogs, to enforce what is right, non-violently. And we're not necessarily here to comply with unjust laws, because we know that civil rights movements, the civil rights movement, as well as social justice movements, have had a goalpost of creating change, probably through disobeying unjust laws. And so that might be what we're doing today.
You're a wonderful person, Dean. Thank you, and thank you.
Thank
You
you.
inspire me, dude.
I'm so proud of everybody here.
Yes,
All right.
my buddy Dean. Just an incredible human being, as you can see.
I want to make sure that everyone's aware of that. So
Been knowing Dean for a long time.
if there's a I just want to make sure everyone's on the same page
All
about
right. Sounds good, hey, folks. Okay.
in the event.
Live, by the way. No, you're good. You're good. Just want you to know.
I'm just curious
Fly back from PowerPoint.
for a court date or something.
Very potential.
Okay,
Very potential. Yeah, very potential.
I think we're
Likely, I would say.
You hear me?
Yes. Yes.
I think what we're seeing right now is that the officers are not assisting us in helping more dogs, right? They would like it to be easier for us to be released and to go, right? And I think what I'm hearing in this group is that that's not our priority. Our priority is to help the dogs. And if law enforcement has to exhaust unnecessary resources to do so, so be it. If the government's decision is to spend money unnecessarily to enforce animal cruelty and allow dogs to be tortured, so be it, right? That is the government's decision. That is the public policy decision. That is unfortunately the state is making. And it's up to us to show that we do not need to spend unnecessary resources just to be torturing animals. And so what might make sense for a strategy together is kind of just muck up the right, to create some good trouble and say, look, if you're not gonna help the dog,
Yeah, I wanted to make sure with you before.
No. So I just got it.
you want to help the dogs, right? So I guess they might take us to jail. They might say if you pay a ticket, then you can be released on the spot. I think it might make more sense to not pay that ticket, right? If we're able to stay in jail for longer and have a presence here, basically I think that's our goal, right? Again, non-violently, and to the extent that we can be respectful and kind and appreciative of the officers around us. That is our goal. Let's continue following through on that. And I think we're here for pretty much in civil disobedience. This is a form of civil resistance, right? Non-violent, with love in our hearts. But at the end of the day, don't want to make it easy any longer. That is unnecessary and a waste of resources. If anything, resources should be going towards helping
Saving
the dogs,
dogs.
not right. Saving the dog, not hurting the dogs. That makes sense to everybody.
Yeah. To add to that, this might be reiterating some of your points.
Yep.
Yeah, we want to show the police department and show the county and show the world that, maybe you make it a little more expensive for them to continue protecting this animal cruelty, make it a little bit easier for the calculus from their perspective to say, hey, maybe we should, save the dogs. Or at least allow these good people to save the dogs. Obviously, it's up to everybody to make their own decision.
And I think
Jail, no bail.
jail, no bail. That's the idea, right? So, and if that's what officers and law enforcement wants to do, I think that's unfortunate, but I think that sounds like what might happen next.
And yeah, one more thing, as we know, the officers have been doing this to us. I mean, we want to keep being nice to them. Cooperating. Obviously, I think they got the yellows had. I don't know. They might have left them on the property.
I have one.
My understanding, they're still negotiating with the police to potentially get dogs out. But those are happening outside of.
Do it. Do it.
And so, folks, again, one more thing. Alexandra is currently, I believe, with Wayne. I believe they're in a police car, and so they're having a conversation with officers, right? And so they may or may not be able to come back to us. And I think if they do, that's a wonderful thing. We can reassess and decide what we want to do from there, right?
Okay.
And so this is nice because that gives us, another decision point.
Yeah. If Alexandra comes back and says the guidance from Wayne is just let them cite us and release us right now, then we maybe do that. But if she doesn't come back, or if she comes back and says something different, then we go with that. The other way. Yeah.
All right, everybody, any questions? Okay, let's hang tight.
Anyone got any? I think
I see. I can't figure it's gonna call it.
We just have it on the. This dog represents the
the
thousands of dogs here at Ridgeland Farms that are being bred and criminally abused and need to be rescued from this facility. That window.
Oh, just. Perfect.
Okay. Hopefully someone from Ridgeland will see it and have a heart beside that.
Yeah, it worked better.
Well, you know,
My opinion.
Amanda AB. I got a free man. Yeah.
They, like, do something in advance. I mean, this was telegraphed. They knew. Why didn't they get the
I
dog?
don't know. I work all the way over by the forest, so
Gotcha.
it's not even close to my area of work.
Well, they just called you in from yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for being courteous, guys. Really appreciate you. Yeah. Including the dogs, right? Including the dogs.
Yeah, I'm okay. I think sometimes I'm high effort with that. And
Just want to make sure that the dogs are treated with respect too,
and I think it's like everybody else has a superpower where they're like able to recognize faces. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, people are like super recognize. Are you a super recognizer? Like some people are super recognizers for like really good.
I mean, they can't really say anything, Just
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
officers teared up. Apparently, I didn't witness it personally. Someone told me that. I don't know. When I end my stream, which I'll have to.
Here, I'm not here to like minimize this claim or anything that you're trying to accomplish today. I'm not here to minimize that. But there's things that I have to do on my end, and right now, you all are here illegally. We just want you to not be here illegally anymore. And again, I'm not trying to minimize your claim on anything like that, but we have to do our job. And basically, what we want to do is cite and release. And that's our goal, and to get this whole situation under control so we can just move on into the next step. Like I said to the folks out there, this vote for law enforcement, people aren't hearing the answers they want from us at this moment, and I appreciate that. But we have things to do A to Z. We're at A right now, and I think a lot of the people, for many reasons, not saying wrong, want us to be at Z, and I can't do that right now because I have to do this first. And so can we come to a conclusion that we will do a site and release? Like, where are you guys at?
Sure.
Because we want to move forward.
I can speak to that. Thank you all for that. That's really helpful. I think where I am, I think some folks here agree, is we'd like to hang tight. We're sitting here. Frankly, I just don't really know what else is going on. I don't know what Wayne is doing. I don't know what Alexander is doing. I didn't even know police car near us, but I've just heard nothing from them.
Sure, but you guys are your own people, okay? You're all
Yeah.
adults that make your own decisions.
The decision is to hear from them.
So you are your own people, so that's what we're asking you here, because honestly, I haven't talked to Wayne, I don't know either. Oops, sorry.
Sure.
My partner is talking to him right now.
Okay.
Right now. Because it's going to be resolved. And we want to resolve it in the most amicable way as we can. Okay.
Appreciate that.
And so, and that's what we're trying to accomplish right now, because we will get to Z at some point, but we have to do this first. So I'm just hoping that we can do it, very amicably and cooperatively now. That would be helpful. So that's what I'm asking out of you guys. I get Wayne's not here. You're looking for input, but you're all your own people.
That totally makes sense to me. I think personally, I would like to hear from Wayne and Alexandra or at least other people on our organizing team because we are independent too. But we are trying to work together to clean up the dogs. Right? And so if I am able to hear,
Love you, Joe.
Love you too.
God bless you.
that would
You believe in God.
But until then, I think we're going to stay put.
Again, I thought the understanding was, it wasn't super clear that when Alexandra was thinking about that she might come back with.
I'm all better now.
Yeah, you did great. You did awesome.
You're so helpful.
That-
You're such a good man.
I don't know what that conversation was, so I'm not gonna speak on their path, promise that I can't fulfill.
That makes sense. It's actually, I think I told her. Like, me,
Do you want to talk on the live? You want to address my live? Just
I'll say
talk about
something.
this. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Jeremy and Amanda, really hope.
Hey, folks, guys, Austin
So-
just gave a great suggestion.
oh no, just about the Beagles, why you're here, and
Okay. Our team, we're here until the dogs leave. Right?
So,
Only when the dogs leave.
Ridgeland Farm is committing
Okay, good.
animal cruelty. And we're here standing there.
The law enforcement, they're,
And
I understand that they have plenty of.
peaceful protest.
it's okay.
Dogs.
It was real emotional.
Yeah.
Even that strongly. Yeah, we'll be here for those Beagles.
I think we're. That's why I said.
Tell Ridgeland to get a better signal, Combat Rancher. Call him up and say, get a better signal and free the dogs.
For you there when they got guys.
Oh, Jeremy?
No,
I update. Are you
you have an
filming?
update. I am. Yeah, you want it
An
on there?
update.
Okay. All right.
Nobody's taking me up on it.
So the officers would like us to leave. So that they say they have just a lot of things to get through, right? A lot with us, presumably other things to do as well, right? I'm sure that there are much better uses of law enforcement resources than holding up people here at a facility who are just trying to help dogs. And we've decided that we're not leaving until the dogs leave, right? And I genuinely feel bad that that there are folks who could be helped by law enforcement right now who are not being helped. And I think it is a terribly unfortunate decision by law enforcement and the decision makers in the state of Wisconsin that law enforcement resources are being directed here to enforce animal cruelty rather than helping folks who really need the help.
Mhm.
That includes people who are just in car accidents, right? It's a rainy day. It's been hailing today. I'm sure there are folks who need help. And instead of going out and doing that, where they are here holding us, detaining us, and we are being detained. We are not free to go. They are holding us on site. And so I wish that the police would focus on helping rather than hurting. And unfortunately today there's not a whole lot of helping, at least what I'm seeing here. They are being very kind. I want to emphasize that. I think the officers here are doing the best to treat us with respect and doing what they believe is the right thing to do.
Yep.
I think as a whole, I don't believe that this law enforcement effort is the right thing. I think they should be helping rather than hurting. And so what we are saying is we are here to help, and we're not here to leave until we leave with the dogs. And so in short, we leave with the dogs.
And just to share something with you, Dean, speaking with that officer over there, and he said, I thanked him for being courteous. And he's like, yeah, we just want to treat everybody with respect. But he's forgetting someone, isn't he? Who's he forgetting?
The dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
The dogs are not being treated with respect here.
Right.
And in fact, I mean, I don't know. I will say, I mean, I think these officers, I think that they care about these dogs. I really do.
Yeah.
In fact, I believe many of them have dogs at home themselves.
Yeah.
I think that they believe that they have a duty to enforce the law, and I understand why they believe that. And in general, I think absolutely the law should be enforced. I think the problem becomes when the law is frankly undemocratic. the majority of Americans do not want animal cruelty to happen. In fact, I believe a majority of Americans are against animal testing, if not a significant portion of Americans, right?
Yeah.
And so right now, what we have is a situation in which animal testing flies fully under the radar of the law. It happens, frankly, with assistance from law enforcement, but outside of the law. We know that animal cruelty is illegal in the state of Wisconsin. We know that facilities abandon their property right to animals when they subject them to criminal animal cruelty. And that is exactly what's happening here at Ridgeland Farms. We know that there is criminal animal cruelty here. There's documented felony animal cruelty here. There's extensive documentation of violent felony animal cruelty here. Thousands and thousands and thousands of instances of violent felony cruelty is happening at this facility, and the government has not stepped in to end it. I do want to give credit where credit is due. I want to thank Judge Rhonda Lanford for appointing a special prosecutor to investigate Ridgeland Farms, and I want to commend her for correctly finding that there is extensive evidence of criminal animal cruelty here. And I think that is a fantastic application of the law. It is a correct understanding of the law, and frankly, it's just a respect for the law. It's another respect for the law as a whole, for what is right, and what is good, and what is lawful. And I believe that what is truly lawful is what is truly good. And that's what we're here to support. So there is felony animal cruelty here. And this to wrap up, I just want to say we're just here to help. We're here to help the dogs, and that's why we're here. And we're not leaving unless we're leaving with the dogs. So we leave when the dogs leave.
And we believe more than 20 dogs are heading to safety right now. And there are still thousands of dogs still in there. You can hear them barking as Dean is talking right here. Very beautifully said, Dean, by the way. Yeah, we just want them to get those dogs out. This is not our choice. Our choice was to have them go in, rescue these dogs. Wayne made this public months ago. Begging. Practically, we've been begging for years for them to do something about this. They refused to act. They left those dogs in that facility right there. Got the camera work with my hand. Yeah, this is a breeding facility here. There's 2 other breeding facilities on here. There's research going on. Research on dogs. People don't like this, do they, Dean? I mean, like, you know,
No one wants to see animals being hurt. No one wants to see dogs being hurt. That's why this is an undemocratic situation.
right, right.
Corporations are acting with impunity. They're acting with, frankly, they're hiding. That's just literally what's going on.
Right.
We know that investigators have been trying to expose. They have successfully exposed criminal animal cruelty here, and unfortunately, in too many instances, those criminal animal cruelty investigators have been criminalized themselves for simply showing the public what is going on. And so when we have a situation where the state is prosecuting folks who are simply trying to inform the public, that is a undemocratic state of affairs. And so what we want to have is, frankly, do what is right and frankly do what is democratic. We want to work towards what is good and work towards what ordinary people believe, what a majority of Americans believe, right? What people around the world believe, right? My family is Filipino. My family's from the Philippines. My mother was born in Manila and came here and immigrated. Between helping humans and helping animals. This is one and the same. Kindness goes together. And I mean that in a philosophical sense and also just in a very practical sense. You know, judges and courts, when they decide how to enforce the law, they frankly make what is called a utilitarian calculation. They're making public policy considerations. They're deciding what happens in the world if we enforce the law in certain ways, right? What is the best way for law to look, right? How do we show law in its best lights? And that's a decision not just for judges to decide, but frankly for everybody to decide. It's up to all of us to decide as members of a community and a nation and a democratic society to decide what is right, what is good, and to create laws that reflect what is good. It's not just what is in the courts. It's not just what is in the judges. It is what ordinary people believe. And here, I think as an example, you're seeing right now, if you just look around, this is what it looks like when folks are trying to act lawfully and trying to show that everyone is a subject of the law. So I just want to say we're just here to help.
Yeah.
And how do you criminalize that? How do you, and I understand that there are laws, we need to have procedures, right? People can't just go run around willy-nilly doing anything, right?
Yeah.
We need to have process. But right now, the process is absolutely broken. And meaningful efforts to create meaningful reform in this process have consistently failed, and they've been stopped by an undemocratic set of actors, of narrow set of interests from corporations and folks in power and decision-making government who have more or less democratic buy-in. And so what we're trying to do is we're here to help the dogs for sure. And we're here to inform the public and show them what is going on so that society can collectively make a decision as to what is right and how our law should look. And right now, when you look around, there are dogs in there right now. You
Yep.
can hear these dogs.
Yep.
They are barking. They are trapped in their own feces. They have been subjected to unjust and cruel experimentation. Dogs at this facility have had their eye glands surgically mutilated without anesthesia. Their head veterinarian had their veterinary license revoked, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So-
it was non-veterinarians who were doing that surgery.
Yes.
That's right.
The head veterinarian of Ridgeland Farms had his veterinary license revoked for allowing unlicensed veterinary assistants to perform surgery on the eye glands of dogs to rip out their tear ducts without anesthesia. This is illegal. It is in violation of standard veterinary practices. And this is just an example of the routine criminal animal cruelty that happens at this farm.
Yeah.
And so when you talk about how do we do what is lawful, right? Let's try to have a full enforcement of the law. And that's simply what we're trying to do. And show that when you really take a full understanding of the law, it is good. We believe that. And so we're just here to help.
Thank you, Tor. Also, yeah, Tor's here. In the chat, such a lovely human. David Rams, nice to see you. Guys, when this live ends, please go live yourself. Start talking about this, share this out, share the number. There was a whistleblower, Dean, I believe, and you may remember this better than me, who described it as a bloodbath when he was talking about those cherry eye surgeries that were performed here. I also let's talk a little about the individuals too, because we've met like Beagles rescued from here, like Julie, who spin, and spin. Now Julie has a name. A lot of these dogs in there, they have serial numbers, right? It's tattooed on the ear, and yeah. Now, oh, excuse me. Now 22, maybe 22 dogs are on their way to safety.
It's amazing.
Um,
Hey, folks, does everyone know that? There's 22 dogs on their way to safety right now.
There's dogs on the way to safety.
22 dogs. 22 dogs. Yeah.
Dogs on their way to safety. I know some of them have been intercepted, but yes.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do believe that, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that some of the dogs were intercepted.
Yeah.
And so dogs who we tried to save were stopped by law enforcement, and God knows where they're going,
Oh.
right? They could be taken back to this facility. They could be euthanized by law enforcement or other state veterinary staff, right?
Why not?
That's right, and it's chaotic, so I'm not sure if that number's exact, but that was the last number that I heard. It's 22.
Like in a once in a lifetime. Like standing here silently and doing your own thing about prayer, meditation, and peacefulness. Anybody doing that together? They're doing you just stand in some sort of. You think they just took her away? They took her away, and what I've told officers. I have an update.
Oh, you got okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so-
Sorry.
Oh, so, yeah.
You want to be live? Somebody? No. Okay.
So, the officers have given us some options, and they've given us some requests from them. That they would like us to leave the facility, for us all to just gather together and walk off, so they can be cited and released on the spot. and afterwards we would be free to go, right? We maybe they give us a ticket, we pay the ticket, we move, right? And that's it. And maybe we come back to court later on, or not. But what the folks here have possibly in a police car with the law enforcement, and they're having conversation about what to do next. And law enforcement, they did take Alexandra away from this group, from us. And they promised to us that Alexandra would be able to come back to us so that we can all reconvene and decide together what to do on next steps, right? So far, we have not seen Alexandra. I do respect that the officers have made us an offer and a commitment. And I would like to see them follow through on that commitment before we decide what to do next. And so I think what we're doing here is basically hanging tight, trying to assist the dogs as we can, but we're gonna wait until Alexandra Paul and Wayne Shung or other folks are able to get back to us. And then we can decide on next steps from there.
Okay, great. Sorry about the shaky camera, guys. It's actually really cold and wet out here. I'm starting to shiver.
So
Trying
cool.
to keep it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'll turn it around and get you. Let me know.
Do you wanna talk, Paul? I mean,
Yeah. I would.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah. That's wonderful. Yeah, I
mean, it's up to you.
folks. Hey, okay, I'm gonna give an update, okay? It's starting to rain, getting pretty heavy, and so far we have not heard back from Alexandra or Wayne yet. Police did say that they would be able to come back to us, right? But so far they have not followed through on that commitment. And I think everyone here is very aware that we were asked about. So we can talk about that. Let me finish. My guess is they're hoping that we get cold and decide, right? We're here.
If you're feeling unwell, unhealthy, you can come and go.
Right. So again, you always have the option. But again, I think we leave when the dogs leave.
Yeah.
And so as you stand here in the cold, I think just keep that in mind, okay? They want to wait us out. And I think again, I think there's a good intention from the officers. I think they're being kind and respectful to us. And I think they want to treat us well. But they also want us to give up. And I don't think that's what we should do. We're not going to give up because these dogs need help. Right? We wouldn't want someone to give up on us. So we're not going to give up on them. Right? Right. So let's stay and we did say, officers did say that Alexander and Wayne would be able to come back to us, and then we can decide together how to move forward, right? To the facility again and save more dogs, right?
a former Baywatch actress.
Can get a way to get the dog back site. That's wonderful. Right now, we do not have an ability to safely bring dogs away from this facility, right? And so I think the best thing for us to do right now is hang tight until we can get a commitment from law enforcement to assist the dogs and give them the help that they need.
Work together, get those dogs out. You can hear them suffering in there.
Sense of whether we're going to be arrested. Right now, we are being detained. We are not free to go. Right now, they're trying to wait us out. And again, we wouldn't want someone to give up on us. So let's not give up on the dogs.
I'm trying to cover my phone.
And I think then helping people who need it, right? They could be doing other things. And frankly, I think if you feel bad that other folks are not getting assistance from law enforcement, yes, absolutely. I feel that. It makes sense. Yeah, that's it. We should all feel that. But that's not on us.
Thank you.
I think it's from law enforcement. Law enforcement can decide right now to let us go. They can decide to allow veterinary staff to assist the dogs. They can allow other veterinary and animal rescue groups to enter facilities and give aid to the dog. But they are not making that decision, right? So It is not
Already.
it is not our decision for law enforcement to be wasting resources here. That's on them. That's on their supervisors and the decision makers.
I'm just thankful that I made.
Again, we wouldn't want someone to give up on us. But let's not give up on the dog. You're here? Amen.
You're all invited to Arizona after this.
We'll have different problems there. Well, it is so. Thank you. I realize good to do it. Yeah.
It's a hard signal,
Yeah.
it's tough signal.
This facility does all the time. It is unfortunate that the police are here. There is Wisconsin law that protects what we're doing and makes what we're doing legal because these dogs are criminally abused. And
So focus on.
it has been documented, well documented over and over again. These officers know that this place is a stain on their community. A few of them have a stain on their community. A few of them have expressed that themselves in different ways. Many of them have nodded in agreement with what we're doing, and they kind of feel like their hands are tied as well. Whether that means it's above their chain of command. This is and should grant them officers the same rights to go in and do what they're doing. Shut this place, breed more into existence.
Right.
But what we did today is tremendous, and I think it will only snowball our effectiveness. And I think, yeah, I would
Yeah.
do it all over again.
Yeah.
And I had a beagle, my childhood dog, just so happened to be a beagle. Looks just like them, acts just like them. His name was Tracker, and it was the first love of my life. And yeah, he was here with me today. And you out there who might be um lacking in understanding or in opposition to what we're doing here, just imagine, if you had a companion animal, a dog or whomever, and if you didn't or you can't imagine that, imagine yourself in these victims' positions, right? Being unnecessarily tested on. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They debark them. This is the thing that they do here at this place. Cut their vocal cords so that they can't scream out for help.
Amazing. Yeah. I mean,
They're doing
I'm not astonished. I can see some of them jumping.
Yeah.
Inside trying to get.
You wouldn't leave Tracker behind.
Hell no. I
So
wouldn't leave
yeah,
anybody behind.
exactly.
I wouldn't leave anybody in opposition behind either. Whether you agree with me or don't agree with me, whether you agree with us or don't agree with us, I do the same thing for you.
Yeah.
You better believe it. Anyone who can feel pain, suffering, joy, and happiness deserves autonomy, deserves bodily autonomy to be left alone, right?
Yeah.
I always say this: the most cowardly thing we can do as humans, with the moral agency that we have and the capability that we have to take advantage of the vulnerable, is to do so. Right? The most cowardly thing we can do is take advantage of the.
I'm making sure to upload it. Well, you probably know about this. Where you making sure to upload everything?
It may not be able to be done live. It will be.
If you have a chance. Okay. Thank you.
What I can probably do is end it a little.
I mean, what I would say is, the cops do have the power to rescue these dogs under the exigent circumstances. Yes, I'm not super expert in this area, but the law is pretty clear in this. I think there's extremely clear evidence of probable cause. There's a judicial opinion saying that there's probable animal cruelty here. There literally there's probable cause. That's a bit old, but there's also a window right there. You can see the cages. It's extremely obvious that there's a ton of cruelty happening here. They're making the choice not to. A lot of them are following directions from higher up. They've been really nice for the most part, which we really appreciate. But yeah, I mean, they don't want to be out here. I would much prefer if they rescue the dogs and ready to take them.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. And being here. Incredible.
No, you are.
I got
I noticed the cops aren't doing a similar huddle. I don't know if that's because they're not cold or maybe they're like not comfortable with doing that kind of thing.
Could be.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Thanks, man. That was
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah. The signal is
Toe warmer. Toe warmer?
Couldn't get 'em on.
you guys. I keep saying it, but when this video when I turn this video off, um those of you with channels go live and continue the story. Um will likely be getting processed in jail. Um so amplify this and call on Dane County here to rescue those beagles. Um and yeah, I'm not sure who's live right now, but I believe Direct Action Everywhere may be live. Animal Activism Collective may be live. Follow those channels. Um, follow Wayne Shung on YouTube, social media, all that for updates. Um, let's see. But we have this incredible movement right now, this incredibly supportive animal rights movement. And one of the beautiful things that I've seen lately is just everybody supporting, doing the lives and stuff. Mel and Steve have been incredible. Unchained TV, thank you, Jason. Yeah, follow Unchained TV. They're live. Okay, great, great. Yeah, and Jane does incredible work. But yeah, we got Mel and Steve in the chat. We got 40-year-old vegan. We got, Jake Lagater was here at one point. I know all you guys go live. It's okay.
Trying to get out.
It's okay.
Well, if you just head back over here with the group, that'd be great. What?
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, on social media, a lot of people will be posting about this, post about it, share it. Follow Wayne Shung, I think, probably for the best information. Although I believe Wayne is with police right now, probably arrested. I'm not really sure. Um, but yeah, I believe he's with the police, arrested, along with Alexander Paul. And here we've got more officers arriving, looks like. Yeah, I mean, definitely get the word out if you can. They wanted to just leave these dogs. They want us to just leave them to suffer. It's incredible. I mean, this special prosecutor was appointed, made a deal with this criminal enterprise and said, okay, you give up your breeding license, but we're not going to do anything about those 2,000 beagles that are left in there. Just leave them. You can do what you want, sell them off to labs, do whatever you want to them. They've been cited again as late as January 29th by the USDA again. My friend Al Kachanna put out a great statement about that from PETA. It shows that these animals continue to suffer. I just don't. I don't understand how you can be on that side. You got to feel so ashamed to be on that side of things. I can tell you something, like, all these activists can hold their heads high. It's just a shame. You can hear the dogs in there right now. They got them way in the back so we can't see. I I don't know if you guys can hear it. Can you guys hear the beagles? So I don't know. I don't know how the audio, how the feed is doing, and I'm real shaky right now because it's super cold and wet. So I'm trying to hold the camera steady, but I'm starting to shiver a little bit. I feel fine though. It's just cold. Um, but you know, these beagles in there, like you got an open window. Um, they're cold in there. Okay, I can't really hear the dogs. It's a little seldom now because I believe a lot of the dogs are gone because a lot of the dogs were rescued from there. Um, but there's a few still in there. Alexandra Paul just got arrested now. Yeah, I believe she did. Wayne Chung probably arrested. Alexandra arrested. I believe that happened fairly quickly. And they're trying to negotiate the rescue of these beagles, which is our goal. We just want those beagles out. Um, you know, this it's ridiculous that it takes this. It's absolutely ridiculous that this is what it takes for them to do anything. Why? You know, why does it take this? Like Pete was saying, a lot of these guys probably have dogs at home. You know, like why do you turn off your empathy for living beings? I don't get it. We should not be using animals. Period. It's ridiculous, man. Yeah, we're all okay, Mel. We're all okay. We feel good. It's a little cold and wet, but we're good. It's the dogs, you know. The dogs aren't good though. But last number I heard was 22 got out. All right. So 22 beagles, I hope are on their way to a warm bed, you know, touch grass, you know, a loving home. If you guys know the story of Julie was one of the beagles rescued. I've met Julie. She's such a sweetheart. She was in one of these cages here at Ridgeland Farms, spinning, spinning, spinning to the right, spinning, 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 spinning. Um, it's like a complex they develop. They go insane in there. And to this day, I mean, this is a long time ago that rescue happened. To this day, Julie still spins to the right. Uh, now she'll spin to the right in excitement, but it's constant spinning. It's like she can't go left. It's really bizarre. It's really wild. And that's what they're doing to these dogs. Um, yeah,
You hear them inside? Right, listen. You hear them?
did y'all hear that? There's more beagles crying out for help in there. And but we're just standing like cops just making us just stand here instead of getting them out.
All right, everybody. Yes, sir. Time has passed.
All right.
40, all guys. 40, all guys.